Hi everyone, I am here today to do a little how-to for an envelope, an accordion envelope actually, that I have made to go with this project that I'm working on as a guest design team member for Rach and Bella Crafts for August. So let me give you a little sneak peek of this autumn themed folio. Aren't these papers gorgeous from Rach and Bella Crafts? She has a few different autumn themed kits available on her Etsy shop, so I will list those down below, and I'll link her shop there as well, just so that you can go and take a look. But I've just done one of my usual folios, my trifold folios, and covered it with this patchwork autumn themed paper. So let me show you inside. So I've got my baking paper pocket in the front here. I of course still need to add tabs and tags and so on, but I've just added some of the beautiful papers here from the kit, and then just added my usual papers. I love this for the center. So these are the types of papers that I have used throughout to cover the base of this, as well as what I've used for the envelope that I'm going to show you. So that is, of course, still a work in progress. I need to add things, I need to add images and so on. I still need to add, I think I'll probably do an envelope flip here as I usually do, but still deciding. I may just do pockets. Here I still need to add pockets to the center spot. I've added this larger envelope that I usually do to the back spine, and then I've got my second baking paper pocket here. But let me show you this envelope pocket. So it is actually made from 3 envelopes, one large one, a letter size, and then just 3 smaller envelopes, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But it is an accordion, and it just sits in the back here, and it's large enough for these large tags, although I may leave those, I may not, haven't quite decided yet, but I did want to just share with you how I made this. And it's just fun to kind of sit on the back. It gives a little bit of extra space for journaling, or for photos, that kind of thing. So let me show you how I made that pocket. Okay, so what I have done here with the 3 smaller envelopes, I have just sealed them on the back here. You probably can't see it, but you can see here. I've just sealed them across the back, and then on each of them I have cut one end open. Okay, so this is sealed on this end. They're all now cut on the top here, and I've done 3. You could do as many of these as you would like for your project, but I've chosen to do 3. So that's what I did there. For the large envelope, again, I sealed it on the side here, and I did add a little bit of glue. And then what I did was cut the envelope to the same width, or just slightly larger, that these smaller ones are. So they're going to sit nicely, as you can see here, together. So that meant I cut both sides of the envelope, leaving the top and the bottom as it is, and then I ended up with this tube that is similar in width as the small envelopes. So then the other thing that I need to do is cut one side. So what I did was just kind of measured the height of the smaller envelopes and made a line here. So let me cut that line. Okay, and remember, you're only cutting one side. Okay, so now you've got this. So then I decided how high I wanted the envelope to sit, and I just folded it. So there's the top of those small envelopes, and I thought, well, let's do that. So what that left was a little bit of height here when it closes to add tags. So now you can leave it like this, you can leave it this length, but what I chose to do was just cut a little bit off here, and then I just glued this portion. Let me just get some glue here. I just glued this portion to make sure that it was a little bit reinforced on the edge, because that's what's going to be, you're going to be moving up and down all the time. So that's the base of this. So now these will sit, and this is your closure. So then what I did was cover all of the outside. I did not cover the back because I adhered that to the back of the journal and didn't need it to be covered. But if you were, of course, if you were having this as a standalone item, you would want to also cover the back. So I covered this flap, I covered this flap, and then I covered all of this inside. And that is because it's likely that you're going to see a little bit on the edges here, unless you make it exactly the same width. You'll see a little bit of the edging, and I wanted to make sure that it all blended together. So let me go away, and what I'm going to do with the one that I made originally, I coffee dyed all the envelopes. But I don't think you need to. I think all I'm going to do with this one is use Distress ink on all of the edges, and then I'm going to cover it with the paper, and I'll show you that when I come back. So I thought I'd share what this looks like before I start covering it. So I've just gone around and used vintage photo oxide Distress ink on all of the edges, including the inside. So that's what it looks like. I haven't done the back because my idea for this would be to include it adhered to a page as a pocket. So that's what that looks like. And then this is what I'm going to use to cover it. So this is some of the gorgeous fall papers, fall background papers from Rach and Bella Crafts. So I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to piece in some of the bits and pieces that I have left from making the journal and making my other pocket. So those are the things that I'm going to use. So let me go away and get this covered, and I will come right back. Okay, so I have covered this envelope with the papers that I wanted to use. So you'll see I haven't covered the back, but I've covered the flap and the front. And this time I decided to add a pocket, a small pocket to the bottom, just because I thought the bottom of this particular piece of paper was looking a bit plain. And so that's why I added it. And then on the inside, I've added paper to the flap as well as the back, and then just around the edges of the front. If you were wanting to sew, this is the time when you should sew before you glue everything together, so you could sew around all of your edges there. The other thing is, now I'm going to use these for the tie, just like I did on this one. However, if you wanted to, you could certainly use a magnet, and before you put this piece on, you should add your magnet here And before you put this piece on, you should add your magnet. Once your magnets are on, then adhere your paper so that they'll close properly. So that is covering it. Let me get those 3 envelopes for the inside, and I will show you how I did that. Okay, so I'm back to show you how to put the envelopes into the cover to make it into an accordion. Now, I did decide to coffee dye these envelopes. So I went ahead and did that, and then inked around the edges. And the reason I did that was because when you put these envelopes in, you're going to see a little bit of the sides here. And so I did decide to do the coffee dyeing. The other thing that you could do is cover these envelopes with some of the paper that would match the cover. And you can also cover the inside, which I did on the one that I put on the folio, but just for simplicity's sake, I'm not going to do that for these. I'm just going to leave them plain. So really simple. All you need to do, and I'm just using a Yoo-hoo stick. You can of course use whatever glue works best for you. It may be Fabri-Tac, it may be art glitter glue, it may be double-sided tape with glue, whatever works for you. But all you're going to do is on the back, just do a few swipes of your glue down the center, and that's it. And then add it to your second one. Just line it up. Okay, so now those are glued together in the center. And then on the last one, same thing. And I do quite a bit just to make sure that they adhere well. Make sure that they're all open at the same top end. So there we go. So you can see there's your accordion fold. So then to adhere them into the cover, now I've seen some people cover the entire front and entire back with glue, but I've never had much luck with that. I always just glue in the center so that there's lots of give to this. So let me glue the center of the front one. And I'm just going to put it in like this. Make sure I've got similar on both sides. And there we go. And you can see that I added my closure before I added these envelopes. And then we'll do the back, same thing. And there we go. And so there is your accordion pocket for your journal. So let me show you how I finish this up. Okay, so on the closure, I've just added a little bit of olive colored thread as the closure. And then I'm adding a couple of the tags here in the pocket from the kit. How pretty that is. I'm not sure I like that, the toppers that I've got going there, but that's okay. And then on the inside, I've just added 3 large tags. And of course, you would put whatever makes sense for your project in there. I've just done that so that I can show you how that looks. So that is my little craft with me project for Rach and Bella Crafts. Little kind of interactive pocket that can go in a journal. This one, as I showed you earlier, is on the back of this folio. And I hope that gives you some ideas of a different way to create a pocket for one of your journal projects. Thanks everyone for joining me today.